Hello YouTube, it's Sign here with Hobbies of Man once again, and today we're going to be doing another Manhwa review. Today we're going to be looking at The World After the Fall, Volume 1, Undead Kamcha, and this is written by Sing and Song, and actually adapted by S. Cyan, right there. This is, of course, a Western-style comic book, like you can open it the right way, instead of, backwards. So, yeah, it's all in color. It's $20. This is about 300 pages. And it's pretty interesting. It's published by Isa Press, which is a subgroup of Yen Press. And the demographic here is teen, according to the back label. And the genres here are lit RPG, cultivation, game lit, which are all basically the same thing. Cultivation is a Chinese version of like progression fantasy. And fantasy, of course, because it is a general fantasy story. And this is an adaptation of a novel, if I remember correctly. And yeah, so the premise is kind of difficult to explain. So I'll try to do my best. But let me just read the back of the book, and then we'll talk about it, in my own personal kind of way, right? So it says, "Don't look back. One day, without warning, gargantuan towers appear around the globe. Humanity's surprise and puzzlement soon turns to panic and terror as swarms of horrific monsters descend upon the world to wreak havoc. Mankind's only hope for survival rests on Jaewon and his fellow Tower Walkers, who are tasked with one mission: and climb to the top, or so they believe. Yep, Jaewon, I don't know how to say his name. Begin to sense that things are not what they seem, and he must trust no one but himself. As webs of deceit threaten to ensnare him at every turn, can Jia Wan reach floor 100 and finally uncover the truth?" And I guess that sums it up pretty well. The only, issue or situation that I would like to explain here is that you get through the book, and about halfway through the book, there's a revelation. This revelation that's then retconned by a later revelation, and then a later revelation, and then you don't really know what the real revelation was, because the way that things are explained, the way that things are exposited or told to you, is a little bad. Like, it doesn't really make it easy to follow, and it doesn't really make sense. And there's also this situation where, like, sometimes things that should probably be explained by the character as he's like thinking are then explained on the side in these little like what are they called, like little drawings at the back of, or at the end of the volume. Let's see if we can find one, because it's kind of hard to explain. Yeah, so instead of having the character tell you something, you get this little explanation in the back, which doesn't really make too much sense. And I think that they understood that it was kind of a complex story, or that it wasn't that well explained, because they even give you a glossary at the back that kind of helps explain some of the concepts. But I still think it didn't do that great of a job. However, I also don't think it matters all that much, because by the end of the book, you realize that like the setup stuff, the stuff that was confusing, doesn't really matter all that much, because once Jaewon is, or Jaewon, I don't know how to say his name, Jaewon is in chaos, or like the secondary realm after the tower. How he got there and what that means for his life and the life of mankind doesn't really matter. So there's no point in really caring about it. You just move on. And if it gets explained later, that's good. And if it doesn't, that's fine as well. So I don't know. But it was a little bit of a difficult reading experience about like this part of the book. That's not exact, but that part of the book is when these revelations are being unraveled and revealed to the world, or to the reader. And Jaewon, his skepticism is actually part of the problem, because like doubt or skepticism is one of the ways that you gain cultivation energy, or that you're able to ascend. But because of this doubt, you don't know what is happening, because there's this devil that's trying to tell you something, and then Jaewon disagrees with it because he's skeptical, and then he says something else, and then he disagrees again, and like there's this like back and forth of like 3 different revelations, and you're unsure what the real revelation was at the end of the day. And again, I don't know if it really matters after this first volume, but it was kind of annoying to have to deal with that. So Yeah, that's my only real complaint about this. Everything else, the art style, the action, everything is great. It's awesome. It is very similar to solo leveling, though. So be aware of that. If you're not someone that likes like similar books like that, you might not like this. But it's pretty good. I quite liked it. I really enjoyed it. So I'll check out more of this Issa Press stuff. So they have Remarried Empress, which I can read on Webtoon, but I can read this on Webtoon too. But I still want to buy it, so I'll probably end up getting Remarried Empress as well. And there's also Tomb Raider King, I think it's what it's called. So I want to pick that one up at some point as well. So yeah, that's it for The World After the Fall. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know your thought. And thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys later.